Great art, I think, makes it so that the medium it is expressed on becomes fundamental to the very expression of that art. Let me ask you a question. Can you imagine the Mona Lisa described in writing instead of being painted? Could you imagine it as a photograph? And would it still be the Mona Lisa? No matter how much detail you added, the fundamental essence of the art relies on it being expressed in the medium it was expressed on. I think this is a phenomena of all great art. Its inability to be reproduced on any other medium and still be the same. Great art is not just a message, it's a message and a medium, synthesized together in a way that makes them completely inseparable. And I think this is where a game like Stardew Valley excels beyond its peers. In the game, you play as a character who has become alienated by the monotony and meaninglessness of his corporate job at Joja Corp, who play the role of the villainous Walmart analog in this fictional universe. Tired of his despair, the character journeys to the romanticized small town of Stardew Valley to become a farmer, grow crops, raise animals, make artisan goods, get married, and as each year passes, take part in the cyclical routines of rural life. Through all this, you become a part of the town. You develop strong relationships with the other townsfolk as seasonal celebrations bring the town together. I think this premise of the game exemplifies the philosophy of Stardew Valley. That the comforts of modern society alienate us from any meaning we could possibly derive from our lives, while the hard work and strong communal ties of rural life offer a solution to that alienation. The game views the modern economy, dominated by large corporations, as being devoid of humanity. They excel because of their efficiency, but their efficiency is only achieved by distilling human labor from all other aspects of one's humanity. Each individual is reduced to a simple repetitive task, and this leads to any depth and complexity in an individual becoming extraneous. In many ways, we construct our identity based on the social roles we fill, as a father, or a mother, a doctor, a writer, a student, an athlete. But in the context of corporate job structure, the individual becomes alienated from themselves because their social role is reduced to a function that doesn't actually require any complex human traits to perform successfully. In the modern economy, your social role does not require any differentiated identity to successfully perform your task. And in this system, every individual, therefore, becomes replaceable. And because of that, no single person is pivotally important. Everything is just a standardized, simple, repetitive task. By definition, a system like this makes it so no one individual becomes a pivotal actor in their own survival or the survival of others. And joint survival is the very reason that early humans came together into social groups. In a tribe of 20 to 50 people, you are by definition more important to the survival of the group than in a society of millions. In a small tribe, you may be 1/20th of the population. That's 5% of the society. Technology allows us to grow our social groups into even larger, more organized systems. This is more efficient, but I think it's also more alienating. In a globalized world, we are living in a social group that is 7 billion people strong. And because of that, the contribution of any one individual is a drop of water in a vast ocean. This is especially true when your societal function is distilled down to a simple, repetitive task. In our modern world, if you died right now, to society, it wouldn't really matter. The society as a whole would still function, as if you had never existed in the first place. This is the alienation of the modern world. Stardew Valley places you in the shoes of a character who is no longer alienated. In this small rural town, almost every member plays an important role in the survival of the group. You are the farmer. You provide the very sustenance to that social group that they need to survive. In this world, your death could lead to the death of the group itself. And in this social order, all members play a pivotal role in the survival of the group. And because of this, by definition, no member can be alienated from the society. They all rely on each other for their very survival. This gives you meaning in your life as a pivotal contributor to the social group. I think this hits on an idea proposed by sociologist George Richter called McDonaldization. McDonaldization is the idea that the modern economy trends towards functioning like a fast food chain in all of its sectors. Just like a McDonald's, all corporate structures try to emulate the principles of efficiency, calculability, predictability, and control. And these factors are what allow McDonald's to function at a greater level than a family-owned burger joint. But it is also these factors that suppress any of the complex, messy, and organic qualities of human beings. The qualities that differentiate us from ants in an ant colony. Stardew Valley rejects the suppression of these qualities, and chooses to instead promote a world where these qualities are an assumed part of the social reality we build for ourselves. These human qualities are the pillar that the society is built on. People rely on each other, and people therefore need to have complex interactions with each other, deep social roots with each other, and assume social roles that are pivotal for the success of the group. This empowerment of natural human behaviors is what prevents the individuals of Stardew Valley from becoming alienated from themselves and each other. They're able to build a world where all people, as individuals, and not just as indistinguishable worker ants, are important to the larger group itself. I think this is how humans evolved to be. Our social bonds were strengthened by the small tribes we relied on. This gave us meaning, and it gave us a place in the world. But it maybe cost us efficiency relative to a system where 7 billion people all work in tandem, performing simple repetitive tasks to achieve a goal in which no one individual is singularly important for. Stardew Valley is a video game that shoves your face right up to this idea, and it does so with a strength that is greater than any other medium could, because the medium itself, the medium of video games, is a symptom of that alienation. The game itself distances you from any deep immersion to constantly remind you that you are contributing to your own alienation of the modern world by simply playing the game. It is this inherent contradiction of the game that makes the message so much stronger. You can never forget that all the hours you spend indoors, alone, playing the game, that you move further and further away from the very meaningful life the game emulates. This is the power of Stardew Valley in expressing its themes. It criticizes the alienation of the modern world by forcing you to partake in that very alienation. The interplay between medium and message prevents you from ever becoming fully immersed in the fictional world. After hours of playing an avatar who lives a meaningful life by abandoning the modern world, you turn off your computer and realize you are still entrenched in that world. You wouldn't get that same feeling if reading a philosophical text on alienation, or viewing a painting critical of modern life. The medium itself synergizes with the message to create an experience that doesn't allow you to escape questioning your own life. I'm not sure if the modern world is a bit of a Pandora's box. Can we ever truly go back to the idealized past of Stardew Valley? Or is it just that, an ideal? This may seem depressing, but I think this is the uplifting part of Stardew Valley. Because you aren't just forced to question your reality, you're forced to fix it.